Hey, this is Matt once again. What about tele videos? The paid request this time for Lucas, and a bit of a series of paid requests from Lucas wanted me to do a commentary on 5 episodes of the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon, starting off with the Ultimate Ninja, and then going on to the 4-part arc of the Big Brawl. Thanks once again, Lucas, and let's get right into it. I'm paused at the beginning of the Ultimate Ninja. A lot of these episodes are on YouTube. This one is 19 minutes 48 seconds. It's on YouTube for those who want to follow along. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Now, like a lot of episodes, it starts with a little bit of what we're going to see in the future, with a little bit of narration from one of our characters. In this case, in the midst of this big battle, which of course we'll see later what comes of that. Thankful that it skips the opening intro, because as much as I love the show, I always hate that the music. I think that's the biggest detriment to the show, but I think there's a lot of positives about this show. It's become my favorite cartoon, my favorite Ninja Turtles cartoon especially. So pretty much this guy is looking for a fight, looking for a formidable fight for his honor, for his code. In this case, it's Leonardo. And Lucas was asking, do you think this is part of the arc of the Big Brawl? Yeah, I would agree with that, because when you watch that arc, this character, the Ultimate Ninja, becomes a primary part of it. And events of this lead into some of the events going on where Leonardo gets poisoned and he's got to be cured, and the guy behind it all is that, who then gets, I believe, punished at the end of that arc. One of the reasons, if I stop stuttering, that I enjoy this Splinter is that he seems like a nice sensei and father. With the way they animate him with his eyes, they animate him with a bit of kind eyes. This in the 1990 movie, like, seems like nice enough sensei where you could you could write it poorly, and you can write it poorly enough that he comes off as an asshole. But not the case in this. Like, he comes off as a bit of an asshole in the 2012 cartoon. He definitely comes off as a bit of a dick in the Michael Bay produced movies. But in this case, I think they did a good job with the Splinter design and voice. Dude, at least pick up those pans you dropped. He brought porn. Like Macbeth. The original what? The original Blob, the original The Fly. Back in the days of VHS tape. Some people go, what the fuck is that? Back in the day, even in 2003, there were still these things called VHS tapes. Punk Kid challenges the old man to make a name of himself. So of course that comes into the actual plot here, where this younger ninja wants to prove his worth. So, I mean, to be honest, it looks like a crappy western, but Leo seems to be easily impressed by it. And of course Leo learns a little bit from this movie to take into later on in the battle. bit of foreshadowing, so to speak. I guess everybody's into the movie. And where the hell are they going to get ice cream in the first place? Look at how they are. Well, I guess they did wear, other outfits, but it's funny in a way. It's kind of like a bit of a predator thing where, this thing's on the hunt for, I don't know if I want to say trophies, but that'd be cool to see a Predator movie, but with these characters. And of course, me, with the way I wrote it, you think Leo's going to be the lead, but then it's Raphael. Because, it's my favorite character, so of course I write it that way. That's a nice catch. See, that's the show had a lot of great moments of action that approached almost a little bit of an anime feel to it. The way the blade was spinning, nice maneuvers. They just nice abilities and scenes to make the characters just seem, give them their cool moments, like Leo catching that knife in the air. Cool moments that give a bit of respect to these characters and their abilities as ninjas. For fame and glory. Now, of course, the nice showcasing of the brothers being protective because they are a family. And that's an interesting idea, a universal challenge match. Like, and this character with the kind of kabuki type of mask, you'll see him later in the Big Brawl series of four-part, that four-part arc. So yeah, Lucas, I would say this is connected to those episodes, kind of a precursor to them. The idea of this interdimensional matches, kind of like an interstellar blood sport type of thing. Which, I mean, that could work for a movie. Martial arts tournament, but it's interstellar. Which the closest a movie came to that was that film Arena, which, as people call Rocky in space, but I don't know, they didn't have the budget and they didn't have the talent of someone to really choreograph the fight scenes that well, and the lead guy was kind of like a lame Christopher Reeve wannabe type of guy. But I'm surprised no one has still done that, like an interstellar Bloodsport type of thing. Like you get all these different creatures and monsters and makeup effects, and have like a fight scenes between one's bigger, one's smaller, but quicker, like utilizing these practical effects and how they move differently, how their organs are differently. So you hit them in the arm, that might be like hitting us in the chest, vice versa. I do like how they write Raphael to be very protective, which is in tune to his nature and his character. I thought it was also a smart decision to make the other characters encased in this protective bubble, because that way you don't make the other characters so weak. Like, wait a minute, this guy could beat all the rest so easily, but then Leo not so much. It's like, no, there's no way they can interact. There's no way they can protect. They're forced to watch this one-on-one fight. And yeah, I thought it was a smart way to do it. Because it doesn't make the other characters weaker, but at the same time they're forced to be participants, so they're still in a way part of it as well. And it's also interesting when they do that at times where they like have the screen split into like two things, split like a horizontal split screen, or at times like it'll go from full frame to widescreen to accentuate certain aspects. Like I said, the action scenes for these episodes are fairly well done. And again, that's one of the reasons why I do like it more than the 80s cartoon. I like the 80s cartoon for nostalgia, but I thought this was... It felt more like an action show, which is what I want and what I prefer. I think, sadly, nowadays, they just look at them as comedy. And you can have humor, of course. I mean, it's fucking Ninja Turtles. There's going to be some humor and comedy in it, sure, but you should still have it be an action show like this and make that work. I think that makes it a bit more unique and cool. And I remember this being a fun episode because it becomes like this big old fight chase scene from the park. Now they're on top of a moving vehicle. Like, the rest of the episode is pretty much this one long battle. And it definitely gives Leonardo a lot of good moments to showcase his aptitude and skill. So it's definitely a good showcase for Leonardo. Like, that's a great swinging kick like he was Batman. And now they get on top of the bridge, which we'll get to the beginning of the episode. Like I said, I like these horizontal split screens and things of that nature. They're really... The Casey Jones, they did make him into a fun character in this. I thought they got the right, the accent, and he does have that bit of Jack Burton quality to it from Big Trouble in Little China, which, from what I understand, is what Kevin E. Smith's initial idea was in creating the Casey Jones character. They have a bit of a Jack Burton quality to it. towards his dirty tricks. That fucking green mist, was it WWE? Fucking WWF? Fucking green mist and shit? Was it the Great Buddha? Of course, leave it for a commercial break. What's happened with Leo, but he'll make it out. There he is right there. And he still got that weapon in his hand, too. Well, he falls in the water doesn't mean he's dead or anything. That is a cool weapon, too, to have. Kind of like a shredder, like Shredder's gauntlet and such. Of course, the guy being too cocky, winning when he hasn't proven that he won in the first place, but that's kind of his downfall, is being too damn cocky. I do like some of the atmosphere they give, too, like the clouds coming in there. Like, a lot of people wouldn't have put the clouds in there. You know, the animation showcases that there's wind going, blowing the bandanas, like little details that make the scenes work. Gives a nice look to it. Yeah, there's definitely some anime influence in these shots. Absolutely. I'm not a big anime guy, but it does work rather well with this show. Very nice jump kick. Right in your fucking face. Definitely get some haymakers in there. Just kicked the never living shit out of him. Just cut his fucking head off. Of course, that's not gonna happen, but. But do you actually surrender, you asshole? Like I said, they do a good job of doing that stuff. Nice family moment there. Of course, cheap ass turncoat has to cheat at everything. Was it the guy's dad? Yeah. Which that definitely comes into play later in the this is another character that would come into play in the Big Brawl arc. And you get more of this little backstory in the Big Brawl that Splinter had gone into this tournament and all these others throughout the years. I mean, the Big Brawl concept, at least, is a very interesting concept. Like, that could work as a movie if you wanted to do it. Maybe not word beat for beat with the cartoon episode, but yeah, your son's a fucking pussy. Fuck that pansy ass. Sure, punish his ass to begin with. That fucking asshole. And the town's right, all will be made clear. Well, I mean, that will lead into the bid brawl. So that'll be led into that whole thing. So, but yeah, that's a good, fun episode. If you're a Leonardo fan, it's definitely a worthy episode to watch for that aspect. Like I said, it's a fun episode, pretty fast paced. That went by really quick, those 20 minutes. And good prelude to the bid brawl 4-part arc, which I know Lucas wants to be the tackle nest. So thanks once again, Lucas. Thank you all for watching. We will see you guys later. Bye bye.